Rape has become a huge concern, with over 13,000 women being raped at work each year in Great Britain. It is also said that in every 6 minutes, a person is raped. So with these staggering results, what can us young women do to keep safe?
When I'm walking home at night, I tend to take a longer route home, as this is more safe for me than a back route or down alleyways. I also don't tend to listen to music or get my phone out while walking alone, as this makes me look more vulnerable to attackers, and if I'm listening to music I won't be able to hear what's going on around me. When I'm walking home at night, I tend to hold my keys in between my pointer finger and my middle finger like this, as this is a good jabbing device if I was to be attacked.
The ways I keep safe is that I always make sure I go with a group of friends. I always make sure that I've booked a taxi before I leave the house. If I want to rearrange the times for when I'm going to come out of clubbing, then I always make sure that I carry their number so that I can ring them up. I know a girl that was followed home, and she knew that she was being followed home because she made sure that she crossed the road twice, and her follower crossed the road twice as well. This way she knew that she was being followed. I always make sure that my phone is charged up so that I can use it if I need to. I always take my phone with me, and if I have any expensive jewellery on, I always make sure that I put it in my bag.
When walking home alone after concerts, I'll always make sure that I stick to the well-lit places and act in a confident manner. And if it's going to be more than a 10-minute walk, I'd book a licensed taxi.
Yes, a lot of people of all different ages. I think people are more likely to nowadays to access help because there's not so much of a stigma of coming for help, and they probably know about us and know that we run a very confidential service. So, perhaps if they can't talk about it at home or to anybody else, they've got a space here where they can talk about it and decide what they want to do as well. Number one thing is that they don't trust anybody, okay, so that means they might not want to go out in the evenings, they might even find it difficult to go out from home at all. They might find it difficult to go into another relationship with somebody because they don't trust them. They might start trying to control their life in other ways by developing eating disorders or something like that. So it's a very traumatic time. I think it is about awareness that trying not to put yourself in a situation where you have no backup. For instance, always making sure that somebody knows where you are. Going out, if you're going out late at night, you go in a group and make sure that you take each other home, phoning home, getting a lift from somebody you know is reliable, perhaps keeping a personal alarm on you so that if something does happen. And I suppose the other thing is to perhaps do self-defence classes, so that if you do get into a pickle, you've got something to help you get out of the situation. Probably late at night, when they're on their own, when they've been, it could be that someone's driven you somewhere isolated, anywhere where you could be separated off from other people. So usually when you're with other people, you're fairly safe. Perhaps had too much to drink and you're not really quite with it, and someone can take advantage of you then, drinking and taking drugs, and that's something that you make yourself very vulnerable. A higher proportion of people are coming forward, but actually that proportion is still minute. Something about 10% of people who are hurt come forward. It's just that more people are reporting. "95% of it's happening is with somebody they know." So the idea that you're going to be raped by somebody, a stranger, that doesn't really happen. Very unusual. Unless you were picked up in a car or something like that. Could be an ex-boyfriend, could be a boyfriend, could be an uncle, a grandfather, the boy who lives next door and that fancies you and that you won't have anything to do with.
So from what we have learnt, the consequences of rape can be very severe. Rape is one of the most unreported crimes in the UK. Researchers estimate that between 50 to 90% of rape cases go unreported, and most rapes, 50 to 80%, are committed by someone the victim knows. Please take the advice and tips given. Always make sure you do not make yourself vulnerable to getting attacked. Remember, your safety comes first, so take care.